Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic, culture shock that you may experience when you relocate abroad. Either you're relocating as a student or as a worker, but you find yourself abroad. What do I mean by culture shock? Culture shock is some of the things that people do differently from where you're coming from. Our culture varies, but it's so glaring when you go abroad. And I'm going to share based on my personal experiences. I know some of us here may have experienced culture shock, so what I'm sharing may not be totally new. So I want you to type in the culture shock you have experienced in the comment box so that we can all learn from one another. The first culture shock I had when I went to Switzerland for my master's in international health was amazing. The first day of the class, we were told to introduce ourselves and say anything you want to say about yourself, including your marital status and so on. And I was so shocked that one of my colleagues in her introduction said, "I'm getting divorced in 2 weeks' time." I was like, really? Divorce? Who talks about divorce openly? Where I come from, it's actually supposed to be a shame. But here we are. Someone is excited getting divorced and saying it openly to a class of 30 that barely knew her. I was so shocked. It took me a while to understand that it is part of the culture. It's nothing to be ashamed of in their setting. The second one was food. We had a welcome party. The school organized a welcome dinner for us. And imagine hungry students going to eat. People like me were shocked for what they call food. In my opinion, or in our opinion, because it wasn't just me, it was snacks. Nothing, no rice, no meat, no poundo, no. But that was food for them. And so I was shocked that in other parts of the world, that what they call food is totally different from what we call food. But that's food for them. Now, I move on to other areas of life. The other one is the way we speak. People like me trained all my life in English. I went to school from primary school to secondary to university in English. But I was shocked to realize that they barely hear me. Each time you're hearing, pardon, say that again. Initially, it was looking like someone was, trying to spite me. But I realized that that's the reality. The funniest part of it for me initially was like, how come they hear these Indians that are speaking, but they hear them more than they do hear me, or people like me. But that's the shock. It was shocking to me. But then I had to get used to it. I can name on and on and on. It was all very interesting. I also had to learn how to greet people with kisses. You kiss one cheek, two cheek. It depends on where you're from. Some will do 1, 2, 3. Some will do this and this. So you learn a lot of, where I come from. We don't greet by kissing the cheek. It's either we shake your hand or we give you a full hug, depending on where we are coming from. So it was totally a shock for me. Another thing that shocked me was the weather. Yes, normally when school give you admission, part of their notes will be what to expect. But it was so shocking to me. I didn't know that people live in minus degrees until I got to Canada. And I had to live with it. No wonder some students would rather not go to school. They will stay in their rooms because the weather is so cold. It's snowing, for days non-stop with several inches of snow. And they would rather stay under their duvet and not go to school. But those are part of what you find in this culture. And it's good you know them before you go out to those countries. And if you're already living there, I'm sure you would have gotten so used to it. Another shock that I had was dressing. Well, maybe not me completely because I had the privilege of working with some people from developed countries. But I remember particularly one of my classmates from Cameroon. The class started in winter, and so by the time the weather warmed up in March, dressing changed. People were no longer covering themselves up as they used to. And this very young man, remember that day in class, he just said, "Hey, Obi, person no go see mommy water for this class." I said, "What is that? What do you mean?" He said, "You no see them. They wear spaghetti come class." You see, these are culture shock. I imagine how this young man was shocked. I laughed so hard that day, but that's the reality. Because as soon as the weather changes from cold season to hot season, you find the dressing change, and you may be shocked depending on when you arrive the location. Again, you have workplace culture shock. Yes, this one hit me so hard. Where I come from, someone can call me in the middle of a meeting and I'll pick a call. I'll just excuse myself and pick my call. There, you don't even bring out your phone during work hours. And it was shocking to some of us. The other one is you have to learn communication in a workplace. It's no longer the same. And it's so easy for people to misunderstand you because they are not understanding where you're coming from. So you pay serious attention to this culture shock. Now, as an advice, one of the things that helped me was first, I try not to compare myself with anyone. My English, I try not to form phoneme. It's something you learn over time. Because the more you work in the environment or school in the environment, your intonation will begin to change. So don't force it. You will learn over time. The second one is accepting the fact that you will be far away from home. Accept that homesickness is real. Find something that can make you feel less homesick so that it will be easy to cope. It may be treating yourself with some of your local food. It might as well be joining virtually for some celebration. If one auntie is doing traditional marriage, thank God for Zoom and Skype and all those. You can connect and enjoy home for that second. But get used to being far away from home. The other thing is, if you have come to school, get used to the academic standard or pattern. The way the school system runs here is totally different from ours. And so you have to, first of all, master your academic structure so that you'll be able to, flow. Because as soon as you start failing, it may be difficult to come back. It may be difficult to catch up, and you may find yourself, totally lost in the system. Again, try not to compare yourself to others. Yes, you are you. Don't try to compare. Be ready to explore. Do things that will make you comfortable. Go to places. Try new food. Don't stick to just eat all the food. Enjoy the culture, but don't lose yourself in it. And I'm sure you will have a lot of fun schooling abroad or working abroad. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and do comment. If you're visiting my channel for the first time, please indicate in the comment box so that I'll be able to send you a warm welcome package. Once again, thank you.